where like everybody was speaking, or sir also spoke from Bell, that there are a lot of projects or which they would want to work together with private players, how that communication can be smoother. That is number one. Second would be from a conceptualizing stage to delivery stage. All the segments or all the steps one by one should be identified where both the parties are responsible. Each step should have certain timelines, and if strict timelines are adhered to, that results in innovation. Faster things would come in, technology overall and the world is changing. So that will also inspire innovation. One point which I would like to share or discuss on, which is a part of this step, is finance. That is a big, for a SME, we don't have those kind of resources, we have to generate our resources. The biggest, when we talk to financial institutions, we feel that there is a disconnect. There is no fault of theirs or anything. It's just that there is there is a lack of understanding. If there can be a guidance or a separate industrial bank or a department in the big banks where they understand how the defense industry actually works and which steps and how the Ministry of Defense is taking things along. If that is there, then it will be a great step. Also, in the last 3-4 years, I would like to also mention the SMEs have taken a big step ahead. In our journey since 2018, 2019, 2-3 products which were not available in India, now they are available. I think it's a big success. Number one would be component carbon fiber. Pre-preg carbon fiber is now available. That is superb. There are a lot of other components like that. There are companies who are also looking at putting up facilities for 7000 series aluminium. So there are high-tech components which people are from SMEs are exploring. That's very encouraging. One more point which I wanted to, yeah, that's about it, I think. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, sir. I wanted to especially thank you. I loved your speech. Spare capacity which you mentioned, if that is offered to SMEs, that will be a great help. Compression presses, CNCs, CMM, they are extremely expensive. If that can be offered to the industry, that will be superb. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Over to you, sir.
I'll go there. Okay.
Good afternoon to all the dignitaries here. I am Madhusudan Bhui from Indian Naval Armament Service Cadre of 1997 batch. I belong to the organization called Naval Armament Organization of Indian Navy. We have naval armament depots throughout the country, namely in Mumbai. We have got in Karanja, Trombe, Bombay, Goa, Karbar, Cochin, Alve. Then in Rajali, Visakhapatnam, Sunabeda, Baleswar. These are the basic depots where we support the Indian Navy on the armament side. All the naval armament depots, they hold variety of armaments, missiles, torpedoes, mines, conventional ammunitions, worth more than 1 lakh crores of inventory. It is a huge responsibility. We have got ammunitions, torpedoes, mines. Most of them are from imported sources. We are finding a lot of challenges in maintaining them, particularly missiles where the ICS, that is inertial control system, homing heads, they are having problems, and the foreign OEMs, they are not supporting. So in that area, I will request the MSMEs, BEL and other companies who can support us in sustaining them, in maintaining them. Because still today, those missiles are still in service. They need to be supported till Navy takes next weapon, next armaments. Similarly, in torpedo side, we have got many sub-assemblies like torpedo reels, towed reels, which are manufactured by Russians or German companies. They are indigenous sources we have been trying from long time, but till now we have not got it. So there is a need that industry should come up and support us, hold hands so that we can maintain those torpedoes well. Similarly, a lot of ammunitions which are being manufactured by ordnance factories as well as private industries like PEL, EEL, all these companies are manufacturing and supporting us. To them, there are some MSMEs who are manufacturing these sub-components and supplying to them. So if they come further and support, that will be great help to us for maintaining those things. So there is a lot of scope in indigenization. Particularly indigenization is the requirement of the day as per the Atmanirbhar Bharat, which is the government of India's ethos and aim. So we should support in that way. For indigenization, there is a requirement. So I request industries to come to Mumbai and give their presentations about the capabilities they have got, so that the QRs, naval QRs and the capabilities you have got, they match, we can definitely procure them. And our procurement system will be knowing it is through GEM, it is Government of India procurement platform. So we follow strictly on that. So please, I request all the industries to come. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. I'll request the balance of the speakers to indicate what is your domain and how do you work, with a special reference thereafter as to how the MSMEs can benefit from your organization. So you would like to speak from there or you want to go?
Good afternoon to each one of you, dignitaries on dais and dignitaries off dais. I am Prakash Lute. I recently joined as a CEO in Dassault Reliance Aerospace Limited, but I am a DPSU person. I was in HAL for 27 years, and with my expertise in aerospace manufacturing, I have joined this position. I have worked on mostly on Sukhoi 30 manufacturing aircraft. Okay, so, and in Dasu, actually we are making a business jet. It's called, you must be knowing, Falcon 2000. It's a business jet and it's a 16-seater. Currently, we are making the fuselage for the aircraft. Okay, and with a partnership with Dasu Aviation, France. The most important point which I like to highlight is that we are following a very stringent quality system. Because when I was in, the Indian standard, this DGUK is the quality agency, or DGC is the quality agency, but in Dasu we are following EADS quality standard. So all our quality audits are done by a European team, and it is a challenge to absorb those quality requirements, because in a passenger aircraft platform, quality is a very critical issue. That is one of the challenge. The second challenge which I find in for our plant in Nagpur is availability of testing facilities, sir, actually. Because in Bangalore or Hyderabad, we have got a lot of network of testing facilities, but in Nagpur region, we have to depend on those metro cities. Suppose I have to test a fuel sample or oil sample. It is a very common thing in a aeronautical industry. Before every flight you have to do that, but the facilities are not available around Nagpur. So we hope that with the MROs coming in Nagpur region, and there will be shared facilities which are common for the aerospace domain, and it will be helpful to us. Second challenge which I find here is the maintenance personnel, actually, sir. Maintainability of our ground equipment is again a challenge. Ground equipment is again a very critical issue for any aeronautical industries. We are having ground power sources, ground power equipment, ladders, trolley. So in case of maintenance, the network of suppliers is not established in Nagpur or Vidarbha region as it is available in Bangalore or to some extent in Delhi region, because in Noida and so many vendors have developed who can maintain the ground equipment in Indian Air Force or Indian Navy, and they are providing service to HAL. But for in Nagpur region particularly, those sort of vendors we have to encourage. And of course, supply chain issues are there, but yes, with the Nagpur being at the 0 mile of the country, it is possible to get the items in the shortest possible time. The supply chain issue has been not that serious in this part of the country, sir. It has been addressed quite satisfactorily. And what are the opportunities for this region actually? Opportunities for regions are, I will say, sir, availability of skilled manpower. The lot of engineering colleges, lot of ITI colleges, and we, from EADS point of view, we have started these specialized courses for aeronautical work. Like what we build in the aircraft, it is commonly not available in any colleges. So we have started courses in a government ITI college, Khapri, which is in Nagpur. So that is very beneficial for us. We don't have to look for manpower. We are having tie-up with them. So every batches we are getting. Plus we are having tie-up with engineering colleges. We are having tie-up with VNIT. Also we are looking for some other colleges. So that sort of good educational background is available to us. So that is, I will say, that is the opportunity for us. With this, we have a plan to establish manufacturing facility for Rafale aircraft also. We have already started doing manufacturing of the engine. And it is a pride thing for all of us, particularly this Nagpur region, that our factory has been declared as a, they call it, they are autonomous. So we are autonomous in making the Rafale doors. And our Rafale doors, they have stopped manufacturing in France, and we are shipping for our worldwide customers. So that is in case of our Rafale project. But again, we had a lot of expansion plan. We want to start final assembly of Falcon aircraft and also structural assembly for the Rafale aircraft. And I am sure with this sort of networking and government support, and also from services, your valuable guidance from services, we will able to increase our export. As CMD Yantra has said, we should not be depending on export. We should export to the maximum capacity. So we are doing a small bit of it. I'm privileged to be part of this gathering. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your aspect about the technical manpower which you require for your factories, what you said is absolutely correct. A boy from the ITI or the diploma courses is not ready to come and work in the aerospace.
Yes.
I would suggest that you can have a word with Dushyant Deshpande and Kasturi ma'am.
Sure, sir. Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, she will be able to help you
Yeah.
because they have courses designed for these matters in Vedic.
Okay.
Sir?
Thank you.
General Khandari and distinguished guests. I am Commodore S.K. Singh. I am the new incumbent officer in charge TDAC, and that is Technology Development Acceleration Cell at Naval Headquarters. In fact, it's a deja vu feeling for me when General Khandari was giving his vision. Actually, what I feel is Navy has just gone and implemented what you said, sir. And that's why we are in, I would call, good state. We heard all the speakers speaking about the revolutionary changes in the warfare which has come. And I will attribute most of it to the technology which has actually got them, ranging from, say, AI, autonomous and remote systems, underwater and in both underwater and space domain, as well as the drone-based systems. So what we feel is we are grappling with another challenge for providing role and outcome-based matrix to these technologies. With that, sir, Make in India, Make India self-reliant has been the key intent of the government. And based on this, a IDEX program was also launched in 2018. And DAP 2020 also envisages services to create an environment of innovation and indigenization. So Navy has been the first mover in this, and you would be aware that we created this organization, which was launched by Honorable Raksha Mantri in 2020. So our innovation and indigenization organization works in 3 levels. The apex level is chaired by the Vice Chief, followed by ACOM Mod and ACNSSR, which is the mid-level. And the working level enabler, which is my organization, which is the TDAC, where we actually come into play is integrating with the academia and the MSMEs and the industries. You would be aware, sir, that we launched the 75 challenges, what sir was mentioning. And I'm happy to share with you that the overwhelming response we got was from, actually we got more than 1100 proposals in response to this. And we shortlisted 134 winners. And presently we are working with more than 100 MSMEs as I talk, at taking the projects. Some of them have already reached the AON stage where products are in production. And some are actually close and going towards making the prototype, where there will be again progress for production. As sir also brought out, what we do is what has changed for us from beginning. I have grown up in the Navy, seeing and hearing the term, let's increase the vendor base. So actually we have moved on from that colloquial term, and now we have come into partnership. So we don't talk about vendor base anymore, we talk about partnerships. So when a MSME or a IDEX winner comes to us, we nominate a user nodal officer, which does the hand-holding and moves with you right from the innovation idea, and it fructifies into a prototype and followed by the production. So that ensures we get timely corrections, course corrections, and the user aspect is totally captured by the innovator, and we get the quality product what is envisaged by the forces. We also have MOUs with other academia like IIT Mumbai, IIT Delhi, which also serve as incubation centers where they provide the overarching, they let you use these facilities, they let you provide the technical assistance also if required in that case. We also have learned our, in the journey, what we have followed for past 2 years through the IDEX, we have learned a lot of lessons, which some inputs have come from the MSMEs. And being a vibrant and agile organization, we were able to actually go back to the DDP and incorporate some changes in the acquisition process itself. Some of them will be like dispensation with the quantity vetting and scaling during the initial procurement. Single stage trials at the end of the development of the product, which was very important. And the requirement of SOC to be circulated with many people is dispensed with in case of IDEX. So these come in very handy for the MSMEs and small industries when we talk about the products. So what in the end I would like to highlight is we are working towards partnership. We have partnership with, we see industry as our partners, and both the approaches what we have available for the MSMEs, either we give a challenge and you respond with the innovation and technology, or You have the technology and we find the use case. It's a win-win situation for both of us, and we partner and take it forward. The provision also exists if we have more than one winners for a particular innovation. So the first winner gets the order, the second gets fit for military use certification, which allows you to actually go back to for your export or selling to other people. Hand holding I have told, and last aspect I would like to bring out is the risk appetite, which was missing initially with us, and now we do have risk appetite, and we are able to absorb. We are able to take forward any case with lesser chances of success also. So that's all. Thank you very much, and I would request MSMEs to raise their hand, and please find partners with us. We will sail you through, we'll see you through the entire journey and until the product is made. Thank you.
Thank you, Commodore Singh. Let me assure you of the three services, that is the Army, Navy and the Air Force, the Navy always takes the lead. And the indigenization also, even when the thought was made, it was Navy which took the lead and took it to glorious heights. Thank you so much. Sir, over to you.
General Khandare, Sri Rajipuri, senior officers, distinguished guests, esteemed panelists, captains of the industry, ladies and gentlemen. A very good evening to you all. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizers of Advantage Vidarbha Summit, particularly Mr. Dushyant Deshpande for giving me this opportunity. Talking about indigenization, Indian Navy, particularly the Chief of Naval Staff has set a vision of 100% indigenization through Atmanirbharta by 2047. This is the vision of Indian Navy. For the uninitiated, I would like to bring out that Navy has categorized all its equipments into three categories: float, move, and 5 category. We have almost 90% indigenization completed in float, 60% in move, and roughly 50% in fight category. So fight category is where I would like to deliver or focus my speech today. Fight category is basically encompasses all weapon systems and armament technology which we want to put on board our naval vessel. The level of indigenization I brought out is around 50%, and there is a lot of scope, lot of area for us to work into and put into our efforts. Looking at the present geopolitical scenario, if we look around this global world, there has been a lot of conflict, aptly brought out by eminent speakers earlier today. If we look at the incident which is happening like piracy in and around Somalia, the attacks by Houthis in our mercantile vessels, these are going to cause a lot of pressure in the country's economy. So it is the Navy being the first responder that we have to send our vessels to respond to such area of conflict. And when we are sending our men and when we are sending our platform, I would like to equip them with the best of weapons, the most reliable weapon system. So that is the aim, that is the reason why we want to have the best weapon system for our Indian Navy. And as I stood today, being part of quality agency, I would like to give the best weapon system to the Indian Navy. When we talk of indigenization strategy for Indian Navy, indigenization is being undertaken at 3 distinct levels. At component level or space level. Second level is at subsystem level, and third is at system level. So presently the philosophy that we have been following till now is that the system level integration or system level development is being undertaken through DRDO, being the most complex system. The subsystem level is being happening at industry, the prime integrators, and with support of MSMEs. And the space level or component level indigenization is being happening through MSME. So we can proudly say that the MSME has been extending all your help and support in realizing our subsystem or component level indigenization. The caveat or the drawback of this system of indigenization, which is happening at component or spare indigenization, is that it is only helping in sustaining what is our legacy or all systems. We want to leapfrog from component level indigenization to system level indigenization. Or there is a big gap between this state of indigenization which we are facing right now. So we have to do our technology leapfrog from component to system level. And I'm very sure TDAC is helping in bringing this innovation in leapfrogging from component level indigenization to system level indigenization, and I'm sure your organization is doing a yeoman duty job in that, sir. So, how do we bring about this leapfrogging technology? I think few decades back, it is the defense who we would be inventing things like microwave. We have invented microwave, we have invented wireless communication. This has been migrated from defense application to civilian application. But over the last decade or so, we are finding the train is going reverse. We can talk of cyber security, internet security, we can talk of artificial intelligence, we can talk of swarm drone technologies. This had civil application, now we are absorbing to our military field. So this is exactly what we are looking into it. We are looking inventiveness, innovation, and the level of integration or indigenization at a greater level from private partners. We want to absorb it from you. Similarly, what has been done in artificial intelligence, we want it, their application in weapon system. We want it in the armament system. That is where I want contribution from our MSMEs and lead integrators. As brought out by General Khandare and other speakers in the earlier session, the government has been, never has been so forthcoming like the way we are having it now. So the policies, kind of policies that is being framed by the government, I think it is very helpful for all MSMEs and private partners to come forward to us, seek our help, and I can share from my personal experience that we have done hand-holding of various private partners. I can count on few examples, like we have helped certain MSMEs in development of torpedo batteries. I can vouch that my partner here in the panel is, we have got Bharat Dynamics. They are developing heavyweight electrical torpedoes for Indian Navy. The battery which they're getting from few MSME in Hyderabad, in Trichy. I can proudly say that they were helped by Navy in hand-holding them and developing those batteries. Now they are not only supplier of this battery to BDL, they're exporting these batteries to other foreign countries, and then foreign countries, they find they're equally good or even better and at a very cheaper rate. So there is the potential which we have got. We can handhold you, you develop your item, not only supply to me, you can export it also. This is going to boost the economy of the country. So this is one example. Second example, very near here in Nagpur, we got Economic Explosive Limited, subsidiary of Solar Industries. They have supplied 100% indigenized 30 mm ammunition to Indian Navy. And we can say that we have helped them hand-holding, developing that ammunition. But they are the prime integrator. They require a lot of other MSME who can supply all the space, packaging material, test equipments. So having a lead integrator here in and around Nagpur, they will be requiring support of MSME because they may be expert in explosive, in the field of explosive, but they are not, may not be good in what do you call with that critical engineering equipments or the supply of space which is required to be supplied by MSME. So not only that, the beauty of having such a prime integrator is that probably Navy is taking, till now we are trying to find a firing range, approved range for ammunition. But EEL has developed 100 meter, 30 mm proof range in only 8 months. So there is the kind of freedom you have got. If you've got money to invest, you can develop things very fast and we can help you. We have given barrels for proving of this armament or ammunition to EEL on TY loan. They have used those barrels in developing, during development, and we help them in developing those ammunition. So similarly, any MSME which is around here, if they want any assistance from Navy, we are here and we would like to provide all kind of helps to you. To streamline the indigenization process, Navy has promulgated, I think, sir, in the last Solomon seminar, There's a document titled Swavlamban 2.0. It was released by Defense Minister in October last year. It provides whole list of equipments and systems and sensor which Navy requires and we want to indigenize. This document is available in the website of Ministry of Defense, DDP. If anyone wants to go through what Navy is trying to indigenize in next few years, entire equipment list is listed there in the document. Before I conclude my discourse today, I would like to highlight two area of or bottleneck which I learned after interacting with few of the MSME. First is the minimum order quantity or the quantity of order. We often find, I also realize that the order quantity for defense is very less. Though we pay you for development, we pay you for establishing the facility. But once you supply the item or store to us, the life of those equipment is generally long, and the requirement we cater for that 10 days of intense war or 15 days of intense war. Like sir has brought out in the earlier lecture or discourse, if we want to extend, because the wars are fought over a period of time, so probably our order quantity may be improve or may be increase over a period of time, then probably that minimum order quantity will increase. However, a suggested solution could be export. So we don't have to find only that item which I've helped you in development, you should not be supplying only to me. You should think of giving the best quality, most reliable store so that it is fit enough to be exported to abroad countries. And as we all know, the potential market could be Asia, Africa, and Europe and South Africa to a certain extent. Second, and with respect to exports, sir, I'd like to just bring out that one of the firm which is here in Nagpur, he has developed certain weapon system space. He would like to export it and there are buyers abroad. But because of, I think, present geopolitical scenario, he has not been given a granted license. So despite he has this quality, despite he has got a capability to manufacture and export, if he doesn't get any export license, then probably there's a hurdle for him. So that we need to look into it, sir. And the second challenge which I want to bring out is the availability of test and proof facilities. Test and proof facility is one area where we, as a government organization, we need to extend this facility to the MSMEs and private partners. Because I find that most of the delay in realizing our final product is because of non-availability of proof and test facilities. So these are the two main hurdles which I find are the bottlenecks for realizing our product. And with this, sir, I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you very much. And we need to march on together. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Captain Vishal. We'll have a last speaker speaking now, followed by a short question and answer. During the question and answer, I'll request you gentlemen or the lady here that introduce yourself and be crisp in your questions. Sir, over to you.
Okay, fine. So, good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of BDL, I welcome you all to my presentation. My name is Harshvardhan Dave. I am Deputy General Manager, Corporate Commercial from Bharat Dynamics Limited. It's indeed a pleasure to be here with lots of dignitaries. Sir Vinod Khandare sir, who is the Principal Advisor to Ministry of Defence, Government of India. Shri Rajiv Puri, who is Chairman and Managing Director, Yantra India Limited. Shri Ramchandra sir, Director Finance, Armored Vehicle. Major General Anil Bham, who is with us moderating the discussion. General Managers, Senior Officers and all my colleagues and friends here. I would thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to present myself with opportunity of what MSME can do as far as their participation in the ever-expanding defense sector is concerned. So as I scroll through my presentation, I just have a small, you can see from the slides that we are a missile manufacturing company, and we have been the only one who are in this field since past 50 years. But not only in the missile domain, we are expanding in so many areas like underwater weapons are there. We have got surface-to-air missiles. We have got lots of areas wherein we are manufacturing CMDS, which is a countermeasure dispensing system, which has been fitted with, it was first being fitted only for military aircrafts like Jaguar, HAL, and other defense equipment, but also we are exploring the commercial use of our equipment. So, next slide. So, as our sir has told that you have to give a brief about my company. So, my company is located at 3 major locations. One is at Kanchanbag, which manufactures various missiles. The other is at Banur, which is 50 kilometers away from Kanchanbag, and next is Visakhapatnam unit, which manufactures mostly the naval equipments. And we have got 2 more units which are coming up. One is at Ibrahimpatnam, same in Rangareddy, some 30 kilometers from our Kanchanbag unit, and another one is at Jhansi, wherein we propose to produce rockets and propellants. And this Jhansi unit is a part of the defense corridor, which is being set up under the aegis of expansion of defense in various corridors. We also got one corridor in Tamil Nadu also. But as far as corridor in Jhansi is concerned, work is in advanced stage. Next slide, please. So these are my manufacturing facilities. As we can see that we have got Akash missiles, which is surface-to-air missile. We have completed a successful order of 2,500 missiles. That's a record. And we are going to the next generation of Akash missile. We are expecting good orders. Then we have got CMDS project, which is being done at my facility at Kanchanbag, a countermeasures dispensing system. It has got chaffs and flares, where a lot of help has come to us. It's our own homegrown product. And we also took the chaffs and flares from HEMRL Pune. So any defense product is a combination of all what you call suppliers and vendors coming together, the synergy, and we are able to develop and also deliver a product on time. As is well known that any product which is airworthy, it has to be tested with the CEMILAC, that is Center for Military Airworthiness, and there are so many other certifications that it has to undergo. So as far as this is concerned, and getting MSMEs on board for some high-tech niche areas is definitely a challenge, but we are again trying our best to do it. Since our industries are located, is mostly in Vidarbha based, is based in Hyderabad, which is a very short distance from Vidarbha. We are also looking to have people or ancillaries or MSMEs who can support us in our journey. So the core areas already I had spoken about, underwater weapons, which are being manufactured, as my sir had told that they have also helped us in manufacturing the heavyweight torpedo and the lightweight torpedoes. And not only that, we are happy that we have exported those items, and that doesn't happen if I'm able to just do it myself. I need the synergy of all my, need to have very good supply chain mechanisms. The testing has to be good. The input material has to be up to the market, is to have the requisite quality. Then only I'm able to make a product which will go to the trial services, and there is a 100% probability that it should hit the target and destroy the target and meet the objectives of its firing. So that is what we are looking at, a very high quality product. Next area, please. So I'd already told we have got licensed product. Now licensed products have got we are under license from KBP Tula Rosoboron Export, which give us the Conclusem and Inva missiles, and Milan 2T, which is manufactured by MBDA France. Milan has got a very high kill probability of 98.3%, and also our other missiles are having very good kill probabilities. So when we are manufacturing this product and they've got ancillaries developed nearby, a lot of MSMEs have the potential to contribute to production, because we have got n number of orders, a very healthy order book position, wherein we can extend the small things like, I would not use the word small, like bearings are there. There's so many electronic items. There's somewhere around 300 items which which we already placed on a portal, which are being imported, and we can allow the MSMEs to take participation in that. Since this conclave deals mostly with the defense acquisition policy, I would also like to make a small mention about the Srijan portal. So this portal may be known to everybody, but still, as sir has already told in the introduction, that there are 5 indigenation lists that have been put, and the timelines for making each and every item is put on the portal. So any expression of interest from the MSMEs or even otherwise would be most welcome, because by the year 2047, we would like to be at the pinnacle of our Atmanirbharta. We would like to do everything ourselves, but as sir has told, certain things would definitely need a lot of hand-holding for the MSMEs. They don't have the infrastructure sometimes. So in case they don't have the infrastructure, we can hand-hold them, we can give them the training, we can also give them the certifications that they need, how to get the certification, how to train the personnel, give them a free site visit, explain them the testing procedures, and also take them to a facilities and show them what is being needed, how it is being needed. There has been a common thread, or should I use the word common concern, that your orders are like some orders like are mostly for 100 or 200. The army that gives us only for some. So what is that? Once the order gets completed, what will my machinery do? What will my manpower do? So we would like to see the some items which can be used for both commercial as well as defense purpose. As sir has already told that the things which are being used by communications in the Navy or the Army, and slowly the communication has become very widespread. So as the communication has become widespread, the technology from the defense domain has percolated into the common domain, into the public domain. So how this has happened? Because of percolation of technology, because of synergy, because of government policies, which have always been, and of late, like our Honorable PM has told that Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Vikas, and last one was the Sabka Prayas. So with the Sabka Prayas, it is also the MSME which would be in touch with us. We would also like to invite them to our factory and even to the other factories, as sir has already told, DRDL, DRDO, wherein a lot of work goes on, and they will be able to see whether they can develop whatever component, and we'll be helping them. So these are my products. I've already spoken about them. Next slide, please. Milan, Concruz. Then we have got MRSAM, which was handed over to the Raksha Mantri, and spoken about the underwater weapons also. Next slide, please. So about BDL latest achievements. See, we have been doing a lot of products, and we have got a very encouraging order book position. So once I have a very encouraging order book position, I have written already, MSMEs will surely help us in contributing to achieve our targets. Like, say we have taken an order and we have to supply it on time, and we are doing our best that we are able to meet the on-time delivery projects. So on-time delivery is a very major aspect which is a most important thing when an order comes to BDL or when it comes to any defense company. And because of what I can say, not being able to get the supply in time, possibly we may skip the supplying the product on time. Not that is not good, because we try our best to get it in time, but because of various geopolitical factors, like some disturbances are there, there's certain war going on in Russia and Ukraine, we get most of our all-time imports from those areas, so it gets disrupted. Now once it gets disrupted, it's very difficult for me to give it in time, but we try our best, order the consignment as one lot, and so that we have some spare capacity always, and we deliver our products on time. Then we have a RF Seeker facility which was opened recently, and we are using it, and we'd also offer our facilities to MSME people if they want to develop it to a certain stage, our components, so they want to test it. Test facilities are available at a very subsidized rate. The rates are also available on my website, bdl-india.in. And we have a Warhead manufacturing facility which has come up at Bhanur. Explosives, again, we are trying to indigenize. Then next is venturing into new products like space and engines. So after the very successful landing on moon by Chandrayaan-2, we also want to do some work in these areas. So in my last, when I presented to MSME, I was just telling them that a lot of areas like cables they can do printing on the cables. There are a lot of heat shrinkable sleeves. Just to give an example, there are a lot of areas in which we have got octopus cables, numbering is there, the testing is there. So once they help us and they become a part of our complete testing mechanism, input mechanism, supply chain, we'll be very happy to have them on board. Next slide, please. So when we are making quality product, I am very happy to share that all my divisions are AS 9100D certified. Like AS 9100D is the highest form of aerospace certification. And I would also like to share that this certification is now being again modified and coming up with a new version. It was supposed to be released in this year itself and January. So when I spoke with one of our consultants, they said that the International Organization for Standardization will be coming up with this in January, but because of certain final drafting, they have not been able to do that. So it again addresses the major areas of supply chain. Earlier it was called as a purchasing process. Then it got changed into the externally supplied processes and products. So that is how the AS takes care of as inclusive development. So all people have to be on board if you want a successful product. Then we have got green channel certification, wherein the responsibility of certifying the product is my own and has been given to my Bhanu division launcher unit, and we are very happy and proud of it. Then the approval of firm for quality management system. This again is a very important certification which we have got for CMDS project, countermeasure dispensing system. We are also information compliant. So that because a lot of data is flowing on the net, you need to have a lot of cyber security issues. There are a lot of attempts, especially on our defense areas. If people are trying to get info on some of the other product, this way or the other, so we need to have very resilient systems. So we are compliant with ISMS also. Excuse me. Next. Next, please. Next slide. I've already spoken about quality requirements. The DGQA and MSQA compliances are also very necessary for us. Next slide, please. So my vendor registration process, the details I would just like to run through because of paucity of time. We have got a vendor portal here, and all the required documents can always be uploaded. And please run through the slides. Yes, please. Next. So we have got a e-procurement portal which gives you all the details, all the mandatory requirements of 3-year certificate, GST, and everything is there. So onboarding process is very simple. If any issues are there, you can get in touch with us. Next. So these are the benefits which are due to MSMEs, like issue of tender sets given by BDL, issue of tender sets free of cost. We exempt them from the paying of earnest money deposit. Also during the bidding process, if the MSME comes L2 and they are able to match the price preference of L1, we'll give them the order provided they able to qualify for the quality requirements and other mandatory rules. Next slide, please. Next. Then we are mandated to make 25% of our procurement from MSME, and I am happy to share that in my average of procurement in the past 3 years per year has been 500 per year, and it comes to around 1500 in the last 3 years. So in this, I'll be very open in saying that I had a issue with making a procurement of 4% from the SC/ST and 3% from women. The reason is that there's very little knowledge about what are the products available, how to approach, what is the procedure. There is a lot of, I would say, people would be happy if I would like to educate them. So this 3% about women entrepreneurs. Women entrepreneurs are mostly there in the activities wherein they don't do the defense products many. So we would like them to have on board. So 3%, my procurement from women enterprises has been only around 2%. I would like to make it 3%. Again, the that 4% which I have to achieve for procurement from SCST is also around 3.5 to 3.9. So in addition, there is a list of 358 items which are also there on the portal. So in my seminar which I gave in Hyderabad in MSME, so there's 358 items, the list is available. In that also, which items are general category items which can be procured by defense personnel, and also the technical items. Technical items are like, you can have the PCBs, you can have some bearings, you can have some software. There are so many items which are listed.
Sir,
So there are 44 to...
You may conclude.
Yes. So those items are there, 44 items are also there, and we make the payment within time. And I think that I would like to just one point, sir. We are also trying a lot to indigenize, and all the details about the indigenization are available on our Srijan portal. And we have got 1198 items which we would like to indigenize. All the details are there on the portal. Please get in touch with us. And thank you very much, sir. I would be very thankful for a patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. He made a mention about Srijan. That's the indigenous portals where you will find all the aspects and all the items, systems and subsystems. You can take the link from Mr. Dave. Now we will have the question answer session, and we'll try and take as many questions as possible, time permitting.
Any questions?
I'm sure. Yeah, possibly we will do that. If you have any questions to a particular agency or towards a particular manufacturer, we will interact immediately after this. To conclude, some takeaways which we have seen today during our talk by all these eminent personalities who have come from their respective areas, far from north and south. I'll just list them in a random fashion. First was about hand holding. It's extremely important, especially for a MSME or small scale. The funds are limited, and they need to make sure that whatever funds they have, they need to work on that. In fact, General Khandare was making a mention to me before the session started in terms of failures. If a startup or a new organization wants to do something and it fails, don't give up. Failures are pillar to success. You will succeed. Work from a hope of success or not from fear of failure. Next was about the finance, which I covered around the same point. Spare capacity. I think one of the wonderful points which we had, there's adequate capacity available. There was a point about proof and testing. Nagpur and Vidarbha has various agencies which can do this. There's something happening in Botibori. There are various colleges in Nagpur, engineering college. I can name two, VNIT and Ramdev Baba, where these kind of facilities are available on hire. You don't need to have your own facilities in your area of responsibility because it costs large amount of money. Various big companies like Siemens and others have already established it. Next was a transition from vendor to partner. I think it's extremely important because the word vendor at times is derogatory. Partner is on equal terms. Risk appetite. Yes, it was very important because Marathi म्हणतात ना पैशाचं सोंग नाही करता येत. Money is required. Without money, you really can't do anything. Total indigenization, 2047 is what we said. What I always wonder is we do a lot of seminars, we talk a lot of issues, we try and clarify. Unfortunately, most of us say goodbye to each other and forget about it. Let's not do that. If we are making an effort with the environment so conducive to all of us to progress and go ahead, Vidarbha can really become very, very absorbing and moving forward. Quantity of supplies. Absolutely correct point which Vishal brought out. You will spend so much money to establish a facility to manufacture. and if the defense services only take 100 pieces from you, what do you do with that? You need to explore. Start with small things. You will make it big. I'll give you a small example quickly. I know of a gentleman in Punjab, Ludhiana, who started making springs for seat of a bicycle, which there are springs below it, and today he is manufacturing cycles. Progression can happen. Encouragement to MSMEs is extremely important. The new DAP and DSC, DAP and DPP, both encouraging. And the licensing propositions and the government controls have been reduced. Have you seen an example where most of these people who have come are from down south? Hyderabad is a place which is exemplary doing a good job, a one window clearance. Maharashtra and Vidarbha can do it too. Just to conclude, to highlight a few aspects, the MSMEs can look at aspects which has got 100 less than or equal to supplies, or it can reach 150 if your cash outgo or cash income is 100 crores per year. And there are priorities laid down in terms of Make India IDDM. There is Make in India Global, Manufacture in India, and Make in Buy Global. So these various echelons can be utilized to ensure that you have what you need to. Let's all progress together. Lastly, I want to just highlight audit of the auditors. There are a large number of, Sri Puri brought out a Maruti car bought between you and me. We go and buy it from the dealer who's there. Unfortunately, there was a time when Maruti gypsies were supplied to the armed forces, the DGQA would go and inspect and find faults. I mean, preposterous. God save the Queen. We need to make sure that this aspect is looked into. So this will only happen when, like somebody brought out, all the departments which are required to manufacturing a particular product need to be under one roof. And number two, remember a subtle difference between innovation and indigenization. We tend to mix up the two. There are two different aspects. Go in for indigenization, exploit the policies of the nation and the government, and let's all flourish. Thank you very much. And in the end, I would like to thank each one of you gentlemen who traveled to do this particular aspect and educate our MSMEs. Sir, anything else you want to add?
One thing I want to bring out, the Honorable Prime Minister has actually forbidden the use of vendors. He said that we all talk to them as industry partners. So that is something which you must keep in mind, because there is finally a lot of self-esteem of the gentleman who's collaborating with you. Don't treat them like dirt, because they are not dirt.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving a patient listening to each one of us. Thank you so much. And we'll prepare for the next session.
Yeah. Quickly, we would like to present the small token of appreciation to our panelists. Yes. Madhvi? Yeah. I would request General Baum to please present the appreciation token to Bhuhi sir. Thank you, Dave sir. Yes. Yes. Commodore S.K. Singh sir. Commodore S.K. Singh. Thank you, Vishal. Yes. Commodore S.K. Singh sir. Thank you. Bhuhi sir, thank you for being here all the way. Hello, we are waiting. There's an interesting session after this, so please, we want to do justice to all our panelists in the next session. Prakash sir, thank you for being here. Hello. Next, please be ready. Yeah. Karthik sir. Ravikant sir, Ramesh sir. And for Surya Narayan sir. Thank you. Thank you all for being here, and a very discreet moderation by General Bam sir. Sir, I would request Gondane sir to please come forward and also said General Bam sir. Yes, of course. You. Thank you for your time, sir. Yeah. Chalo. Backstage, please. Yes. Yes. Sir, can we have a group photograph, please, with you? Chalan loko, sir. Yeah. Backstage, please gear up for the next session. Thank you, sir. Good evening. Here we come to our final and very interesting session for the evening on emerging career opportunities. Good evening. Good evening. Here we come across for a very wonderful and interesting session on emerging opportunities in aerospace, defense, and the skills that you acquire towards defense and aerospace are also applicable in various general engineering and other industries, especially the intelligence industries. So we are going to have a wonderful panel here. Unfortunately, the VC could not make of Rashtrasant Tukdoji Maharaj University could not make it. He had some other meeting, so he is just left. I would request our keynote speaker, Shri Gurudat Ray, AOFS, Yantra India Limited, Director HR, to please take the seat. I would request Shri Dilip Gondale sir, Chairman Vedic, and former DDG OFB to please take his seat on the dais. Request Dr. J.P. Das, General Manager, National Academy for Defense Production, Nagpur, to please take his seat on the dais. Request Ujjwal Bambel sir, Safety Manager, AAR Indamar, to please take his seat on the dais. And we request Shri Dinesh Tej, Technical Expert, Dassault System, to please be a part of this panel. As I said, skills and career opportunities, the skills that are required basically for the aerospace and defense are always being questioned because there is very less awareness about it. People think that, they require something special, but many of them are not aware that, there are very simple skill enhancement which happens as you on a job training, and you can say special skilling which we as Vedic are coming forward with. These small short-term trainings, any 10th pass, any 12th pass, any graduate, any ITI can take up these trainings and go ahead with various career opportunities. Not taking much of your time, because I would like to hear the insights of Gurudat Ray sir. I am handing over the mic to him so that we all can also hear his insights. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Major General Bam, Lieutenant General Khandare, CMD Jantra India Limited, Sri Rajiv Puri, all the esteemed dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Das, Godnale sir, Jogita madam, and my dear friends and colleagues. It is a last session, so we have to go through it, but I want to just reiterate that this session is so crucial that whatever we have listened from the first and the second session, and the way the industry, especially manufacturing of defense items, is changing, to execute it, what we require the appropriate skill and the appropriate manpower to take it forward. But I will not, I am Director HR from Jantra India Limited, and our CMD has already briefed what we do and what we look forward in the future. So I will not reiterate any, or will not repeat those things. But one thing I want to tell, that in the last 27 months, we have grown and we have turned around, and we have in other way become the butterfly from the so-called caterpillar. So in the Q3 report also, we have already reached a 3-figure profit mark. So we have, but still that is not the end. We have to go a long way. I will just take 1 minute what we have in nutshell listened in the last 2 sessions, so that it will help me to make you understand that what is the plan and program regarding skill development, and to bridge the skill gap which we are having now in the defense industries. Per se, we can understand one thing, that defense manufacturing is a complex issue. It's not a simple issue. And what we have listened from the previous speakers, that the intent of the government is very clear and firm. There have been simplification of industrial licensing process, and there has been liberalization of foreign direct investment. There has been simplification of make procedure in DPP 2020, which was replaced from DPP 2016. And this DPP 2020 has given 2 major platforms. One is the IDEX, where is startups and micro, small and medium enterprises can participate in defense manufacturing. And the second and the most important is the Srijan portal, and which in the last panel discussion it was discussed. And it has brought into the indigenization list, and it has facilitated indigenization of Indian industry, especially indigenization of the equipments, components which were being earlier used by the services and other things. There has been a liberalization and easy export policy, and we are going to, government is planning, they have already established 2 defense industrial corridors. If we can see that if these policies has to be executed in its true sense, in which we have already exemplified in the last 2 years, the way we have, country has increased its export content. I will tell that what is required and the challenge is the skilled manpower. Actually, the topic which has been given to me is entrepreneurship and opportunities of employment in defense PSUs. You see, the thing is that any change can bring or has to bring some sort of breaking of inertia in the system, and it brings the possibilities and opportunities. And those opportunities are already flourishing from by the all 16 DPSUs, and examples are many. And these changes which has been brought by these policies, we can categorize in two parts. One is the change in the manufacturing of defense items, and the DPSU is entering into dive into the civil sector. And there where we are coming to the part of outsourcing the excess resources which we are having, another thing. So while these policies will be implemented, it is per se that employment opportunities will increase and entrepreneurship development also will be there. For me, entrepreneurship is an attitude, and employment is nothing to earn a standard of living. So these are two basic things. If you can see that the skill development schemes which are now in practice by the Government of India, we all know that is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. It is since 1977 which has been in place, and the present government has rightly taken it in stride, and from 2015 that linkages with the global and local industry markets, this scheme has gone to its version 3, and this basically scheme gives opportunities for the technical institutes and others for carrying out short-term training courses. And for making this effective, PMKVY, in each district there are Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendras. And these Kendras are basically the benchmark model institutions which can be approached by MSMEs and other DPSUs also to increase the knowledge base of their workforce and other things. And we know there is already apprenticeship training under the Apprenticeship Act, and there are also advanced vocational training schemes which will update and skills of serving industrial employees. There are polytechnics also. One thing I want to specifically told to the audience that while we tell that we can increase export, we will reduce the import, we will increase the content of indigenization more in defense platforms, defense manufacturing and other thing. The requirement is that who will do this? If MSMEs will come forward, just in the previous panel, I was very happy, and that is a right takeaway from this conclave is the Srijan portal. Even the DPSUs, I will reiterate, those few people are here from the MSME, they should visit the Srijan portal, try to find out the product which they want to indigenize, and they can approach DPSUs, so that those items can be developed in collaboration or something like that. But who will do that? A normal machinist or a normal trades fellow is rarely equipped with his knowledge to go for this thing. I will tell that in our ordnance factories, basically in Jantra India Limited, we are having 23 major trades. And those 23 major trades we have been listening since our college days, from the ITI days and other things. But when a special manufacturing technology is required for the today's modernization era and other thing, we need upskilling of those trades and maybe introduction of new trades. Just like in aerospace and other things, we need the new trades to be introduced. Two important things I will tell, two important trades. One is the danger building worker, another is the chemical process worker. These two types of trades are required in our explosive and ammunition filling companies. even the private and other thing. But you see the many IITs of late, they have only started these two courses in few of the IITs in the last 97, 98 or 2000 or something like that. So now in our units, what you do, we are generally redesignating after making a simple trade test and other thing, but there is no NCTVT granted to those trades. So there is again a bigger opportunity for the MSMEs to come forward to us and use our facilities to train their people in these two trades and other thing. So these are just few examples where this rationalization and standardization of the trades in the industrial trades is very much required. And second thing I will tell where the MSME partners and university partners should come to us and participate with us in the skill development is predictive maintenance. Whatever the plant machinery, new or the old, they need a very strong workforce who can use this predictive maintenance technology. Maybe an electrician or a machinist or just a cable jointer or something like that. But they have to be learned. They have to increase their knowledge base through artificial intelligence, through all those IoTs and other things. And another thing is that artificial intelligence in quality inspection. Of late, we have seen in very few manufacturing units that quality inspection has changed the hand from manual to the mechanical or the electrical part. But I would tell that the need of the hour to get the skill development as regards to artificial intelligence in quality inspection. In our units, 2 or 3 places, we are trying to use this thing. So that skill development is, I think, the next important agenda. If we can see, we can go as per the Honorable Prime Minister's commitment that by 2047 will be a developed nation. So skill development is very, very primary, and we all should work towards that. We should have approach in our own institutes and in the institutes of MSMEs if they want to come forward and to get trades. One thing I want to tell that before just 5 or 10 years, we were going for multi-skilling, that one particular trade can carry out to 2, 3 or 4 jobs and other thing. But the way the industry is changing, there is a paradigm shift in the technology and other thing. These multi-skilling trades will not be no more valid. So we have to go for specific trade knowledge, upgraded knowledge, and we should try to drive the multidisciplinary approach in the skill development, and which will help to grow or to make ready the companies to have to just develop the high performance teams. So with this background and with this requirement, which the new era of defense manufacturing warrants, Jantra India Limited on the 3rd March 2022, we have signed an MOU with Vedic VDIA for creating a center of excellence for defense and aerospace in our Jantra Institute of Technology and Management. We have also signed an MOU with Rashtrasant Tukdoji Maharaj Nagpur University for engineering design innovation, for skill and entrepreneurship development. And we have also signed an MOU with the Directorate of Vocational Education and Training Nagpur for sharing the technical expertise and short-term training courses. Apart from that, our Jantra Institute of Technology and Management has got affiliation from Maharashtra State Board of Technical Education for granting affiliation for 2 courses. That is one diploma in fire services engineering, that is for 2 years course. We have already started that course on the last 14 September 2023, and advanced diploma in IoT, 1 year, is a 1-year course. Besides that, Capacity Building Commission has also visited YITM, and they have seen our infrastructure and they have given us affiliation, so that any course conducted by them or any institution will be having the additional value. So with this, I don't want to take further time and allow all the panelists to speak. But one thing before I finish, I can tell that after corporatization, all our DPSUs, all the 7 DPSUs, especially Jantra India Limited, we are open. We are open to MSMEs. We are open to other DPSUs. Whatever the spare capacity is there, we can use it. We all can use it for the training purposes. In our Nagpur unit, we are having all the state-of-the-art technology. So the MSMEs who are there in and around Nagpur, they are always welcome to come to our units, see the units, visit our YITM, and the courses which are conducting, they will get an added advantage of practical use of those knowledge which they will be taking from our institute. They can just use it in our Ambassadori workshop and other thing. So that is an added advantage. So I would just like to tell that in the next 2 to 3 years, when our 7 new DPSUs will be actually called DPSU, what I mean to say that we are now under the deemed deputation, so government-owned company, while the options will be given to us and there will be manpower rationalization exercise done. Our DPSUs will be requiring huge manpower in these areas of new trades and other things. So that is an opportunity which I can just throw it to the MSMEs. If they are having any workforce, or they want to be retrained and or the reskilled or something like that, they can approach us, they can come to us, and we'll give them guidance and appropriate way how to increase their skill level and other things. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. I would request Shri Dilip Gondhane sir to please share his insights on this subject.
Thank you, Madam Kasture. It has been a long day for all of us. We started afternoon and now in the evening. So good evening, everybody. The topic is very important, skill development. We have 2 sessions in afternoon and we heard from the eminent speakers to indigenize all imported products, and MSCB has to help defense GPSUs and other enterprises who are making defense equipment for our tri-services. But the very important person to run the machine, to utilize the machine, to make the software, who is the man. Unless we got the skilled man, we cannot run the machine. Therefore, VDIA and Yantani Limited signed an MOU to create VEDIC. VEDIC is VDIA Engineering Design Innovation Center, where we will be having 2 divisions. One Center of Excellence, where all the MSMEs who doesn't have this facility for designing or making prototype can come utilize this facility at Vedic, which will be operating from next month. Where we will be having state-of-the-art software, where the idea can be conceptualized, then the construction can be changed to the design. The design can be changed to the manufacturing processes, and all will be done virtually. After this, we can manufacture the sub-assemblies product and assemble it and test it for the requirement. If it's meeting our specifications, then we can make a prototype. For making prototype, generally, all the MSMEs or any other organization, they take 2 to 3 years. It's a long period. But this, when the center is fully operational, it will not take more than 6 months' time from concept to prototype. And the same prototype where we are having in all software as a CAM, you can go to the CNC machine, put the CAM there, you can start mass production. which will be meeting all the requirement as specified in the product. So this is a very great initiative by VDI and YL, which will help MSME to supply the product required by the defense industries. Here we will be training the student, 12th pass, young graduate, postgraduate, any discipline, which will be imparted training. And our training courses has been, 5 training courses has been accredited by Nagpur University, for which they will be given academic credit transfer points as per new education policy. It's a new idea. For this, all of you have to go through a new education policy, because by accrediting the points, you can do your graduate not in 3 years, maybe more time, but doing different courses and getting the points. The courses which are approved by Nagpur University are Aerospace and Aviation with specialization in Aerospace, Electrician and Aerospace Designing Mechanical. Second is Automotive and Capital Goods with specialization in Automation and Robotics. Basic skill in Electrical, Electronics and Application. Cyber Security and Ethical Hacking and Cyber Forensic Investigator. In our college days, we have learned the theory, but we are not done any practical thing. As I am a mechanical engineer, but in college days, I have not handled any machines, not even any engine. We have learned theory, but there is no practical experience. So we are not ready to join any industry. That's why any industry, when they join, they have to be given training for 1 year or 2 years, depends on their job requirement. The 2 years are wasted. For that company, they have to pay you also. But in our center, in Vedic, we got various courses where we will be given the practical training. Practical training, we will be having some machine in the Vedic center and also in the facility of the YL, like Ambazari or any other factory, where they will be given practical training. Unless this practical training are given, we will not be acquiring the skill. After acquiring the skill, the student or any person will be ready to join industry and will be employable. It's a new venture. It will take at least 2 to 3 years' time to completely fortify, and then we will be enjoying the fruit of this Vedic. Vedic has also signed an MOU with Mahindra Tractors, where they will be given training in the maintenance of tractor engines and other things, oiling of the engines. But this will be again started from the March. By doing this training, the person will be get the job in the Mahindra Tractors, their shops anywhere in India, or he can be open his own workshop where he can repair, overall, maintain the tractors. So, gentlemen and lady, skill is very important. Unless we acquire the skill, we are not ready to join any industry. Because in our academic, there is no practical thing. So after your study, you have to get yourself ready with the skills to join the various industry. With this, I complete my views. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would now request Dr. Das to please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, eminent eminent persons in the entire audience and very dignitaries and the dais. It's a pleasure to be here. After a long day, you don't want to add a video, of course. I'm skipping it so that to make it short. Can you just run the presentation? Yeah, just run the presentation. What happens? We are telling Advantage Vidarbha. Vidarbha means central to India. What is central to all this indigenization Atmanirbhar Bharat? I say centralization to Atmanirbhar Bharat is, we call it IT. We call it normally IT means information technology, but I say Indian talent and indigenous technology. These are the two other pillars that will make India great. So these are the three ITs which is required for India to prosper. Second, what exactly, I'll give an example before the time presentation starts. We put milk in a pot, we call it a milk pot. We put honey in a pot, we call it a honey pot. But ultimately, pot is the thing. And a country is known by the pot, the main that it manufactures, that it creates. And for that people, I'll just give an example of the people are there. You need Indian talent, you need technology. From talent to technology, how do you bridge together? The question is that the bridging is possible by creating an ecosystem through the policy interventions, what we have been discussing in the previous panels. And secondly, about building that kind of people who can do the business model, not only about the technology. It is about creating business model in which people can think, people can innovate, people can do certain things. So this is the context in which we are right now working on it. The presentation, can you put it or shall I run it like that? No, run skip the video, because it's already late. You can watch? No, the audience will put it at the end. I'll put it at the end. So when I look at the world map, by the time this comes, world map, if you look at where the Indian manufacturing hubs, let us understand that we are competing with the best of the best to create the Atmanirbhar Bharat. We are not just looking at India as a destination, as has been said. If you look at the US, it is a huge R&D budget, $850 billion. You look at Europe, they have innovation hub, highly developed industry. Look at Japan, the kind of supply chain they have got, the kind of capability they have got. Look at China, they have got second largest defense budget. Look at India, we say we have MSMEs, we have large number of Indian engineers and scientists, but how to convert this kind of opportunity that is only possible through skill building, what has been done. Great job has been done, already YATM is doing it, Vedic is doing it. So we thought that, why not look at it? Yeah, next. Yeah, next, skip it, next. Yeah, this is what I was saying, that's next. So this is what exactly, we look at aerospace hub. There are two aerospace hubs, Toulouse and Bordeaux in France. The Airbus is there, DASA is there, aviation is there. So what happens? There are a lot of schools, a lot of research institutions around that. Last 10 years, almost 50,000 crore R&D has been done. It is a job, it gives jobs to 120,000 people, and it's able to create 60,000 jobs. That's what is there. So right now, the point is that we are not just creating one center, but we are creating a network of the things so that the cluster benefit will come. That is what we should look for. Yeah. Next. So to create that kind of a cluster, you have a lot of engineering colleges about, a lot of management colleges over here. You have INFED, IIM Nagpur Incubation Center. But then we thought that we will also add new dimension to it. And at NADP, normally National Academy of Defense Production has been training the officers for a long number of years. But we have right now started offering a course in PGDM in defense, and exclusively on defense, because we thought that this is a very typical field. Nobody in the country has come up with it. So we have come with something called specialization called defense. It has a lot of, because this course, the way we have done it, we have validated from different consultants. Ultimately, we have come with a design, and that is one of the offering that we are making. Secondly, what we have done right now, something as the card, Ministry of Defense has asked us to prepare for all the defense professionals who have got experience. Because what we found out, one unlocking India's potential, one KPMG report is there. Very interestingly, they say this manpower in the defense side, 50% are engineers or managers. That's a very significant difference. So right now we are saying about people at the worker level, because because the moment the product complexity of the product complexity goes up, the knowledge intensity that's got behind it has also to go up. The same kind of a manpower that delivered the product in the past, which are going to deliver the product with artificial intelligence, for the swarming, drones, all those things, that cannot happen with the same lack of knowledge competence. So, previous slide. So this is what exactly 50% of the people has to be engineers or graduates. People have to rethink the kind of manpower they deploy in it. Next. Skill required for the defense we listed, when we try to look at what are the things that is coming up, and these are the skills we are required for the future. Next. So that's what NADP started, and it designed its own course. It's the AICTE approved course. It's a 2 years Presidium course in defense. Next. So these are right now, the kind of network that we have created, the board of governors, the kind of faculty, the best of the faculty are different. Here the point is what we are saying. When you go to academic institution, they talk about the theories. But we are a corporate university. When we do a core course, we ensure that 30% of the input at least comes from the people who are experienced, who are delivering. So that is how we are differentiating from the IIMs and others. Next. So this is the kind of offering. If you look at the defense side, there is a separate vertical for the defense. There is a specific emphasis on technology management. There is a specific emphasis on AI, ML, or data science. You can see the course curriculum, the way it has been designed, and we are covering all that so that people, the moment they come out, they'll be defense ready. Next. So this is the kind of, you see, go to any institute. Hardly we are exposing to a lot of defense industry. We had a visit to even all our competitor, I am from Munition India Limited, solar industries are a competitor, but we take them to solar industries recently to them. So we have a lot of solar visits so that people immerse in the industry and they understand what is happening. So they can visualize the future. Next. So these are the kind of exposition, because it's a long time. You are not running a sprint, you are running a marathon. So you have to build the character of the people, and you have to make them good corporate citizens. And that is possible provided they come as a team. And that's what we are exposing through outbound training. What is happening here, what I'm trying to tell, a lot of good corporate training practices are being built into an academic system, which is normally not done of course, in the IIMs. I'm from the IIM Bangalore, but that much I can say. Vouch for. Next. So a lot of industry connect. You see, every week we have an industry leader coming in and talking to them, not only from public sector, but from the best of the best private sector, people coming, spiritual leaders coming, people coming from entrepreneurs coming. Vidarbha Industrial Association president was there. So a lot of connecting people are being given that seed inside their mind so that they can graduate. In case they want to set up something, they can think in that particular line. Next. So this is the kind of, because we want the people to be good citizens, and unless you create an inclusive society, people cannot be good. So very interestingly, first experiment what we have done as a corporate, as a MIL, we do CSR, but these students are being involved in volunteering in the CSR. That is something unique. It has not happened in the country in the NBA schools. So being a corporate university is sort of a thing, we have done that. So a lot of, you can say that charity event was for the blind children that was done by our people. They did the entire financing, they did the entire marketing, and they collected a decent amount of money in which they were going to conduct some program. Although I can give money from my CSR, but it is important, they understand, they contribute to it. So this is something unique. Next. So this is the collaboration. Because of our corporate connection, we have a lot of collaboration. We are bringing a lot of industrial player into the education side. Next. So this is the life about an ADP. So this is about, next. So this is, of course, a little bit about us. So we are reputed, we have got Golden Peak Award, we have got IBS Berkshire Award, a lot of accreditation, the CBC accreditation, all those things. Right, next. So this is the CBC accreditation, we get it from the national platform. We are one of the top 8 players in the country. Next. So that's about it. But another initiative what we have started, because time and again, because India is a large country. If you want to reach that kind of a scale, getting good faculty is difficult. So we have started a called IGOT. Government has started on Capacity Building Commission, India Government Training Network. So we had started doing some kind of a training because from Ministry of Defense right now, what we are trying to do, we are doing some Srijan portal, IDEX portal, a lot of things. People who are from outside, they can understand, they can learn, so that this kind of sessions will not be required. Very basics people can go to that site, people can learn. So we are trying to develop particular all those things. So this is something unique which we are doing right now. So all the people right now, Ministry of Defense has said that you do it for us, because many people from outside Ministry of Defense, they come to Ministry of Defense, they don't understand. So they will be going through this kind of a training so that they understand, they develop a deeper understanding. So that's right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was a privilege to be here, privilege to be with speaking before General Khandare. So thank you so much. So any questions if I want to take?
Surely we can do the question.
Thank you so much.
Dinesh ji, we can have you. Sir. 2 minutes.
So, good evening, everyone. Proud to be here, interacting with you all, dignitaries on the stage, off the stage. So, I come from a company called Dassault Systems. We are a science and technology company which gives virtual universe for product development, and it's complementing their industrial system as So, Dassault, the technology, as we progress, the technology, today's technology reshapes the world we work, and most importantly, while the social and economic issues keep on growing and it's becoming very complex. So the jobs what we talk today requires new sort of skill sets, and most importantly, we don't know what are the jobs which are emerging in the future as well. So how do we prepare our workforce future? I have an interesting report, in context for the emerging new jobs across manufacturing sector, which contributes to 41% of global GDP. So World Economic Forum has come up with, a report on big job disruption. So basically, it's like 1.1 billion jobs are likely to be transformed by technology. 133 million new jobs will be created in major economies. 50% of employees will be needing reskilling, and 32% jobs are at high risk of being partially automated. So if this is the scenario of our current market, now if I have to go to the aerospace and defense sector, where Dassault Systems has, has a legacy of almost 4 decades providing virtual universes for the operation, maintenance, and design of those aircrafts and missiles. So, as I said, I'm talking about virtual universe. So, we operate at a space where we provide technology to the major manufacturers in transportation, mobility, or aerospace and defense, and different industry segments. We are operating around 12 different industry segments. So, virtual twin is something replica of the physical asset, So what virtual twin does is it can compress the space, and it can give space to sustainable innovation, where you can create your design, you can do modeling and simulation at multi-scale levels, understanding, replicating the real world conditions. So for centuries, the pioneers in aerospace and defense has been trying to redefine the possibilities. What could be the hard, what is the extreme spectrum of possibilities, and as a consequence, the process-oriented challenges has dramatically increased. And most importantly, as population expands and number of flights have been also increasing, and the aerospace and defense industry has been pushed to basically, come up with greener, lighter, hybrid, electric, and hydrogen-powered aircrafts, which are becoming very imminent. And most importantly, as this industry grows, expands horizontally, so there are new set of skills, At Dassault Systems, actually, I'm responsible for setting up an ecosystem which can create a continuous learning, which also includes upskilling and reskilling on specific areas which are like for model-based systems engineering, additive manufacturing, building a virtual factory. So if companies are tapping into the potential of virtual universes and accelerating the go-to-market strategies, why can't our students can use these virtual twins, and interact with it, because these virtual twins have knowledge and know-how of how any product has been designed, any product has been manufactured, any product has been maintained. So we have, as we want to do, we have been interacting with VDI on collaborating and providing these virtual universes, virtual twins, specifically in aerospace and defense industry, because we have tailored solutions which has been already deployed in Airbus, Boeing, which has been already using. We want our students, or workforce of your companies or MSMEs to operate at different level to interact and utilize the virtual twins itself. There, by establishing this sort of ecosystem of continuous learning and upskilling, it has got two major advantages. One, MSMEs can operate at a, process intelligence, same as an OEM, and also integrate into their value chain network, which is going to be crucial. So, bodies like VDI has to provide this sort of tools, scientific tools to MSMEs. And second, the workforce, as I said, like there are so many jobs which are not till invented, but which are going to hit in the future. These sort of jobs, can be for our current workforce, for our current students or professionals. These areas can be explored, not trained, but skilling up. Because if you're talking about automotive industry, you can train on a product, but the supporting industrial system is something very hard to replicate in a small area. If you're talking about aerospace, so these are the very diversified industries where students or our current workforce can train and gain those skills to operate at a area where market requires. So I think these sort of ecosystems will help to move from Make in India to Innovate in India. So with that, I thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Dinesh ji. Any questions from the audience? Anybody? I have a submission and a question to which I would also like answers and solutions from you. YITM has already been working on skilling and reskilling of their employees, and also apprentice at the Factory Training Institute, ordnance factories are doing. We have NADP who is already working on wonderful courses. I was not aware there is a PGM in defense management also. So wonderful courses are being curated. Vedic, when we wanted to design and curriculum for Vedic, we went to 40 odd industries around the region, and we collected their problems, what kind of workforce, skilled workforce they require, and we tried to design it to the grassroots level, right from a machinist, means a 10th pass, 12th pass person can also take up such course and go for some employment or livelihood kind of an program. So with all this being done, and Dinesh ji talking about, virtual validation, talking about digital manufacturing and CATIA V6 and all those kind of highly instruments, tools for reskilling and upskilling of the employees and workforce, my major concern comes here is, while we are designing all this, you will see that none of the youths are inclined or curious about it. We had on social media, we had almost 150 requests to be attending this session. And unfortunately, we don't see them here. So my submission, my challenge and my question to you all is how to connect the dots on this now. We have spoken to academia, we went to academia, we presented at various institutions. I'm sure he is aware that, they also had some tie-up with the ITIs and wanted to run a course, which again could not sustain. So what is it that can bring in and connect the dots, bring this youth who seemingly go and say that they are unemployed, they go back talking about unemployment, not having funds from the MSMEs to create their own entrepreneurships. But when such kind of facilities are there, how do we create the bridge? So my question to you, sir, is how do we go on this?
Actually, Madam has asked a very, very pertinent question. And if we have understood the question properly, I feel we have tried our best since last 2021 to bring the people or the existing workers in the MSME to come to our institute and get their knowledge base increased. But it is not happening in the speed in which we have been trying. You see, what I feel that in the present DPSUs, all the 16 DPSUs, there is more of type short-term business cycle. There are two types of business cycle. One is short-term and another is the long-term. And since last 2-3 years or 4 years, this long-term business cycle is very minimum, and others are applying into to get the short-term business. Until and unless we are having an synergy between this, as I told, to understand clearly, employment is nothing but to get the livelihood. But a boy who has done ITI and we have to make him industry ready, so now he should know that where he can be observed, maybe for a short-term business cycle. I think somewhere we are not able to connect that. So if we can connect that, I think it will be better. Number one, and number two, there is a role of the government also coming into that in the ply and other thing. Though we have kept a very less amount of course fee, as you very well know, but sometimes it happens that if they don't have any job, they have already done a course of diploma or ITI, but they don't want to spend more money again to that reskill and other thing. So somewhere we have to link it with the job, maybe for the short-term business cycle the DPSUs are having. I think, sir.
Yes, sir, sure. Can we have the...
I've got a small suggestion on this, that instead of seeking their participation post clearance of their courses, that is of doing ITI or diploma or engineering, the way forward could be that the Vedic kind of institutes, they should integrate with these institutes during their course itself. Suppose they have a 4-year course, let us give them modulo 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 6 months, whatever is possible by us. Either they coming to us or we go and serve them there. So that will be the way forward, so that the child, the student who is say learning and trying to have his basic concepts clear, at the same time if he starts getting this input, that gap which comes after he has completed his course, so that gap can be minimized and he will be tempted to become a part of the whole exercise, and he won't have to spend extra money also. So this could be one way forward, where we can have a knowledge, we can have a discussion and debate on this kind of a arrangement. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's a very tricky question. There's a demand, there is a supply gap. Always we go by marketing. If you go by marketing, people either are not aware or not interested, or they don't have the desire, or finally IDA model, they're not taking action. So we have to check up what is happening. But really, I find this a challenge, because what happens, the WF report that Mr. Dinesh was telling about, World Economic Forum report, AI is going to kill the jobs. As simple as that, it's going to hit the people, particularly people in the manual side of the job. It is very hard. And people need to reskill. And today we are going to teach people, we don't know what the technology will be coming after 3 years, but we are going to teach people about the things that is going to come after 3 years. That's the big challenge. We know a little contour of it. Even AI, what was happening in 3 years back and today what is happening, there's a huge difference. So this is a big challenge. So continuous learning will be a necessity. So one things can be done when people have to be given necessary incentive, of course, the kind of incentive, because once you know that something is at stake for you, you will be forced to learn, and that kind of an option that whenever industry is moving, sufficient incentive to reskill, because otherwise the industry will be at stake, the people will be at stake. I have one course one day to connect with the students. Right now we are starting a course. One day we'll be offering to the students, because people are coming to understand they have the general engineering skills, but defense sector is little different. Maybe we talk about AS9000T, we talk about TQM, we talk about predictive maintenance, all those things. One day workshop will be conducting for the engineering colleges at Nagpur. That's what we are planning to do. So that can bridge the gap. Third, one more thing what I think is that there is right now with the revision of the entire policy framework, NEP and all that. So this is a German model in which people earn while they work also. So people at the same time are learning and at the same time are also earning. So this kind of a model, because right now what has happened, what we find in the market is that a lot of people are being exploited, the contract worker. We pay the minimum wages, but people are not paid. So, but this model, in case people are learning at the same time, they're working the shop floor, this is a win-win situation for the industry. We give them decent learning also, earning also, they do learning. And that way people can be motivated to learn, because ultimately, how we learn faster than our competitors, that decides India's competitive advantage against any competitor or anybody else. So unless we are able to do that, kind of create an ecosystem in which you are able to do it at any continuous fashion, we'll not be able to do that. Thank you so much.
I will just like to have Gonthani sir's concluding remark on this.
A lot of idea has been generated. Like Vedic has signed already an MOU with so many IITs in Nagpur. Once our center starts Vedic, so they will be given practical training and also theoretical training. So they'll be employable, ready to join the industry. But only we have to wait and watch. Now we cannot say anything. Only see prediction. Thank you. Yeah, kindly.
So basically it's a demand supply gap. 2 years back when Ordnance Factory Ambajari was not having load, there were a lot of demands coming that there are skilled workforce available in Nagpur. But suddenly we realized that after we having got the load, the skilled manpower is not available to the requirement. And that is very true. So what I feel, and I sometimes ask my people also, that a person who has been trained for any NCTVT for 2 years almost, post ITI in suppose millwright, in a trade millwright, and then he is converted to machinist just by one trade test. So that means the kind of training or the education what we are giving is more of theoretical than practical. And that's, I will tell you one more example. Recently we are getting a plant getting renovated, and the job of a welder, I've got just the skill of welders. I asked them where you have got training from, and they said nowhere. They had learned all by doing the welding. So they didn't get any welding training as per se theoretical, but their skill level is much more than what we are having the welders. That means the kind of training which we are giving is too long, and I'm very happy to note that the Vedic has taken a lead in giving them a training of just 45 days and giving employment. So that's a very welcome change. So I think it needs to be, the connecting the dot will be to reduce the actual theoretical training and give them more practical training. That will be the one of the connecting dots. Now second will be that the skill level required 15-20 years back is no more required. Remember, in running the machines, traditional machines, and running the CNC machine, the things are very different. Only thing that they have to be trained in getting the programming done. That is the first thing. And they have to also know how to attain the maintenance of the mill. So there is nothing sort of a tool setter kind of thing in this world. And I had recently visited a few firms. One operator is running 3-4 machines. That is missing in our company, but we will definitely are striving to get that thing. So connecting the dots will be to reduce, the first will be to reduce the theoretical training and giving them more practical training. That is my take.
Very well taken, sir. At Vedic, we have tried to actually curate all these points, wherein, yes, sure. Yeah.
It's regarding already some points have come regarding the challenges being faced by to match the skill gaps. In fact, a lot of trainings are undertaking place. My suggestion is that the connecting dots, why young people are not coming forward. So one point would be to incentivize. So the SMEs or the industrial units, they should offer internship, paid internship. That way, I think turning them towards, because unpaid internships are popular, but the people are not coming forward. So I think some amount of internship in terms of payment might be considered. That's my suggestion is.
Just ladies and gentlemen, I'll just like to summarize on this. Somewhere I feel the dignity of labor also needs to be worked across. Any engineering or a diploma student doesn't want to go in for any kind of, CNC kind of, even though it is high tech, this thing, but he feels that, he should be in a AC cabin with the latest laptops and talking to overseas clientele. So this is the general trend that we found across when we visited most academic institutions. Okay, so here at Vedic we have tried to curate all these challenges faced and the kind of solutions that you already are working on, wherein the course duration is less, 45, 240 hours is the actual domain knowledge, which is totally practical oriented. And we are thankful to Yantra India and yourself at the Ordnance Factory Ambassador for allowing us to take this ahead. Most importantly, we also have an internship program. Sir spoke about paid internships, but initially the internship is it's a part of the course, and therein once we feel that the industry feels that he is capable enough, they take him over as a paid intern, and then he goes across on the various employment levels of career. Second point that I would want to also share is that here we are also trying to bring in a plethora of various tools. It's not only about defense or aerospace or like sir has rightly mentioned, that these skills are just not for aerospace or defense, they are generally applicable. I mean, any capital goods or any general engineering or any cyber or even now in banks or data networking, data mining, all these courses are very, very useful. So, about the various institutions which have come forward to share that student batches with us, they are also finding it a little, the reluctancy is there, sir. One thing which you had mentioned in your is the Pradhan Mantri Kaushalya Vikas Yojana. Now what has happened is, in this Pradhan Mantri Kaushalya Vikas Yojana, you get a stipend for getting the training. So every student wants a stipend and doesn't want to pay a fee. So here again the challenges come. But to run an institution or to run any kind of this thing, there are certain cost things. The faculties then are also, they want to devote time, so they should be equally remunerated. Every time we cannot expect CSR from everybody. Yeah. So working on these, I think we can develop some kind of a model wherein the industry, the MSMEs and various under the guidance of you people, we can create and develop this. And not only, I mean, starting with Vedic, they can go be, diverted or recommended the NADP courses also. So here we can have a funnel towards that. The one part which I just want to mention is that even the MSMEs have to change their attitude, Because, you know, when our intern goes there, they are given jobs which are really not relevant to the training that he has had. So there is a stigma about it. The students go to the HR, extremely sorry, and get a certification, and they do not go to the internship. They stay 1 month at home and then go and submit that, wherein we sir mentioned about the course completion. There should be some kind of a program or internship wherein the degree should not be allotted. Yeah. So this is what is happening. We've tried on various levels. We've done a lot of research on that. And surely now, sir, with all these insights coming in, and we would like to have more of such discussions going on with your support, we would like to take this ahead. I really request all of you from the bottom of my heart, thank you here for being here today, sharing this podium, sir. We would like to have some token of appreciation, and for the audience who has stayed back right from the afternoon, post lunch. I know it's very difficult to stay awake and be very active on the with the sessions, but then you've all stayed back. Thank you very much. We look forward to some more engaging sessions in future, and we hope that when we send an invite, we look forward to see you also. Thank you. Thank you so much. The concluding of the